Today let's discuss about the fundamental duties, and we will also deal with the some of the PYQs of the films and mains also, if any, from the fundamental duties. Let's see what is the fundamental duties. Oh, sorry, here is the mistake. Fundamental duties. Fundamental duties is borrowed from USSR, currently Russia, and it is fundamental duties are part of the 4A, part 4A in the Indian Constitution, and it contain with the only one article, that is 51, article number 51. Total article number 51 contains the 11 fundamental duties so far. This is the basic detail of it. Fundamental duties is added 1974. Originally fundamental duties are not there in the Indian Constitution. It is added 1976. And one more fundamental duty is added 2002. So there are the two amendments. One is the 1996 added the 10 fundamental duties, and 2002 only one fundamental duty added. Total it is the 11 fundamental duties currently. So socialist countries contrary the give equal importance to the fundamental rights and the duties and to their citizens. This USSR declared that the citizens is exercise their rights and freedom was inseparable from the performance of their duties and obligations. They are non-justiciable in nature. Fundamentals are non-justiciable in nature. It doesn't provide their direct enforcement to the court. There is no legal sanction against their violation. There are originally 10 fundamental rights, as we discussed, that is added in the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. 10 fundamental duties added. And then another one more fundamental duty added, 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002. Another one fundamental right added. Total 11 fundamental rights. This 11th fundamental rights, remember that, which is important for the exam, to provide the opportunity for the education to a child in ward between the age of 6 to 14 years. 6 to 14 years child education is important. This is deal with the 11th fundamental right. Is part 4. Fundamental right contain only one article, article 51. Article 51 contain the total 11 fundamental rights. This is important, borrowed from the USSR. It is part 4A, only one article, that article name is 51A. Total 11 fundamental rights so far. Originally fundamental rights is not there in the Constitution of India. There are only two amendments. One is the 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976. Total 10 fundamental rights added. And 86th Constitutional Amendment Act 2002. Extra one fundamental right added. So total 11 fundamental rights. So there is a committee, Swaran Singh Committee, 1976. Swaran Singh Committee recommended the fundamental rights for the first time. So he recommended that during that internal emergency in the India 1975 to 77, during this time Swaran Singh Committee is set up. They are added the fundamental duties. The citizen says that enjoyment of the rights, fundamental rights, have the certain duties also. If the person is enjoying the fundamental right, they should have certain duties to follow and perform to balance the rights and the duties in the country. Based on that Swaran Singh Committee recommendations for the fundamental rights, 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976 added the 10 fundamental rights totally during this time. So this amendment is new part, that is the part 4A of the Constitution too. And new part is only one article, that is article 51, and it is specified about the 10 fundamental duties added to the citizens. Swaran Singh committee suggested that the incorporation of the 8 fundamental duties. They are incorporated 8 fundamental duties, that is the Constitutional Amendment Act 42nd, Constitutional Amendment Act 1976 included the fundamental duties. These are all the 8 fundamental duties also suggested earlier, but this is the total 10 fundamental duties is added by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Let's see what are the some other fundamental duties which are recommended by the Swaran Singh, but they are not, Congress party is not accepted to add them. What are those? First one is the Parliament may provide the imposition of such penalty or punishment to such any non-compliance with the refusal to observe any duties. No laws imposing the such penalty and punishment to call the question in any court. If any penalty or punishment is imposing by the law, it should not be questioned in any court. That is the second one. First one is the imposition of the such penalty or punishment. There should be some penalty, some punishment should be there if in case any violation of the fundamental duties. And third one is the duty to pay taxes should be also the fundamental duty. Paying taxes is also the fundamental duty. This is also, and questioning in the court if such any penalty or punishment based on the law, this is also not accepted. And the fundamental duties imposing the penalty and punishment, these three are not accepted by the Congress party during that time, which is recommended by the Swaran Singh committee. So keep in mind only, it is borrowed from the USSR. There are 11 fundamental rights, and total fundamental rights, there is no fundamental rights are non-justiciable in nature. You should not be go to the court for the in the violation of the fundamental rights. And two amendments. First one is the 42nd Constitutional Amendment added the 10 fundamental rights, and then 86 fundamental Constitutional Amendment Act added the one more fundamental rights. Total 11 fundamental rights. Only one article 51A part 4 of the Constitution Swaran Singh committee is added. This much is information is required for the basic. Thank you.